Welcome back to 843 TV. We are now joined by Carolyn Grant, who's the Director of PR and Marketing for the Coastal Carolina Hospital. Thanks for joining us today, Carolyn.
Thank you.
So for those viewers who may be unaware or new to the area, where is Coastal Carolina Hospital?
Coastal Carolina Hospital is located at the intersection of Exit 8 and Highway 278 in Hardeeville. So if you're coming off of I-95, we're right at that exit.
Right at Exit 8.
Yes.
And what are some of the, is this a full service hospital over there?
It's a full service hospital. We have 24-hour emergency services, regular medical surgical unit, ICU unit. We do general surgery.
Okay. And it's also a primary stroke center, is that right?
It is a primary stroke center, and that just simply means that we have been accredited to provide a certain level of stroke services at the hospital.
Okay.
And then we also do telemedicine for stroke services as well. We are part of the Medical University of South Carolina's stroke network.
Okay.
So patients who come to our emergency room with signs or symptoms of stroke, when they get into the emergency room and they meet with the physician, they can actually connect them to MUSC physicians who can help to diagnose how extensive of a stroke they may have had.
Wow.
And then they determine treatment
Through
through telemedicine.
Telemedicine.
So they
cool.
actually have a special computer with a webcam that the doctors can actually see the patient.
Wow, amazing.
Yep.
How times have changed.
Yeah, really.
So with that, I understand that you started a stroke survivor support group. What is that exactly?
Actually, it will start in January.
Okay.
We'll have our first meeting in January. And this is a support group for people who have had a stroke and also for their caregivers. We decided that with the number of persons in our community who have suffered a stroke, that this would be a good opportunity for them to come together and learn how to live with the condition that they have and help them to find additional resources.
It can be a very unfortunately life-changing event. So
Yes,
I imagine
yes.
that a support group would
Yep.
be incredibly needed.
Yeah.
So I take it you're seeing more and more of these stroke cases
Yes.
in our area, is that
yes.
right?
And then we've actually had a number of persons that have called, both hospitals, Hilton had as well as Coastal, looking for a stroke support group. So our therapy department is going to run that particular support group and just be there as a resource.
Okay, so this is I assume that this is targeted at those individuals who've had a stroke and then their family members or caregivers.
Exactly.
And it's just a kind of a tutorial or a
Actually, what will happen is when they come to the meeting, they will have a speaker there.
Okay.
They'll talk, on any number of topics related to stroke and other health problems that they may be facing, and then also topics for caregivers.
Right.
You often hear people say the caregivers are the ones that need that need help
Yes.
because they're it's life changing for the whole family
Right.
once someone has had a stroke. So oftentimes you forget to take care of yourself while you're taking care of that person. So and those individuals are probably looking for how do I cope
Right.
with this. So.
And oftentimes the caregiver is not a registered nurse, right?
Exactly.
Or has very little.
Or
a lot of times it's a spouse
or a therapist,
or a
right?
family
It's the spouse
member.
or the family member that's.
I think that's probably even more of a challenge because I think they're a lot less likely to be going along with it.
Right, yeah.
I think they're harder on your caregiver inadvertently if it is
Right.
a spouse or a family member. Sometimes it's
Right.
easier.
Right.
So where and when and then how often will that meet?
The group will meet on the second Wednesdays of each month at Coastal Carolina Hospital from 3 to 5 p.m.
Okay.
And it'll be a monthly support group meeting. And at each meeting, they will have, like I said, they will have a speaker who will present. People will be able to exchange ideas on things that they have done to improve their lives or, or to find resources that have made their lives easier. So.
Yeah, it really helps to kind of share experiences
Right.
with other people going through the same type of stuff.
Right.
A lot of times they just want somebody to talk to.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. You
So-
bounce ideas off of or your problems off of somebody else, you realize you're not alone at least.
Exactly. So that will be what they'll do at these meetings.
Well, this sounds like a pretty good idea. Is this kind of the first support group effort you all have done, or is it...
Actually, this is our second support group. Our other support group that we have is actually a breastfeeding support group for new moms.
Yeah.
Okay, that's no joke.
No, it's not.
That is not for the faint of heart either. So don't feel like you're not a good mom if you can't get it right the first time. That was a challenge.
Right. We offer a number of other classes at the hospital. We do lots of speaking engagements that different physicians will present throughout the year, and stroke happens to be one of those topics that we often have someone speak about. We do screenings for balance, which could be tied into if you're having a stroke. If you've had a severe stroke, balance is probably one of the issues that you've had to deal with, or swallowing is another issue that you may have to deal with. And so the stroke support group will cover all of those topics as
So
well.
for people who want to sign up for the group or just get more information, where do they need to look?
They can actually call 877-582-2737, and at that number they will be able to find out more details about the group, when it will meet. They can actually sign up for it ahead of time if they would like to attend. So it's open to the public. There's,
And they're
no
free,
other,
I'm assuming.
yeah, it is free.
There's probably some more information on the website, is that right?
There will be information on the website about it as well. That's at coastalhospital.com.
Very cool. Carolyn, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And stick around for another segment of 843 TV.